Part A. Directions. In Part A, you will hear short conversations between two people. After each conversation, you will hear a question about the conversation. The conversations and questions will not be repeated. After you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and choose the best answer. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the question and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Number 1.
I got a great deal for this book at the book fair.
Indeed you were. I believe this one has been out of print for years.
What does the man mean? Number 2.
How was your meeting with the manager?
Well, let's say I've had the worst.
What does the woman mean? Number 3.
Morning, did you enjoy Thanksgiving dinner?
I wish I hadn't eaten so much last night.
What does the man mean? Number 4.
Why is Chris not at work today?
His doctor made him take a week off.
What does the woman mean? Number 5.
I can't believe Sue and Jonathan said the movie wasn't good. It was great.
Well, Sue didn't like science fiction, and neither did Jonathan.
What does the woman mean? Number 6.
Have you gotten over your cold yet?
I couldn't be feeling any better today.
What does the man mean? Number 7.
Did you get the bread, eggs, and milk?
All cleared. Now, we better hurry and check out all of these.
Where does the conversation probably take place? Number 8.
Emily is being so passionate about this band lately.
Tell me about it. I can even tell the name of every member and their birthdays now.
What is the woman saying to the man? Number 9.
The exam was just awful.
It could have been worse if Anna didn't include us in her tutoring session.
What does the man mean? Number 10.
So, the rent for a semester is $3,500.
For a house as good as this? I think you forgot a zero.
What does the woman imply? Number 11.
Did you know that Professor Watson is going to resign this semester?
Really? I didn't see that coming.
What does the man mean? Number 12.
Now that our classes are over, what do you think if we go to the new cafe around the corner?
Oh, well, I'm planning to go home after hitting the library today.
What will the woman probably do? Number 13.
People keep saying that the parking lot would be awful after the renovation, but I don't care for the way the building was renovated.
I don't either.
What does the man mean? Number 14.
Were your friends able to get tickets for the concert?
Jonathan couldn't get tickets for the concert, and neither could Chris.
What does the man mean? Number 15.
Well, to be or not to be, that's the question.
Yeah, thanks for the brilliant opinion, Shakespeare.
What does the man imply? Number 16.
The place was questionable, but I have to admit that's the best beef I've ever had in this town.
Isn't it though?
What does the woman mean? Number 17.
Say, have I met you somewhere before?
We both took European history last semester, don't you remember?
What does the woman mean? Number 18.
Jonathan loves to play basketball, so I had his brother go to a store in the suburbs and get him this great basketball for his birthday.
That's great. Do you think Jonathan would let his fellow teammates borrow it sometime?
Whom is the basketball for? Number 19.
We're planning to leave for the trip at about 1 p.m.
Couldn't we leave before noon?
What does the woman ask? Number 20.
I have to take advanced biology from Professor Stanton next semester.
Don't worry about it. His class is a piece of cake.
What does the woman mean? Number 21.
Do you know what time your parents are leaving Boston?
They have to leave at 5 o'clock, don't they?
What does the man mean? Number 22.
It looks like a wonderful apartment.
That's what you're saying now, but you should have seen it with your own eyes.
What does the man imply? Number 23.
I would have called if I know you and Carla were looking for some help with learning English.
Oh well, thanks anyway for thinking of us.
What does the woman mean? Number 24.
These are the cleanest knitting pattern I've ever seen.
I know, I had Jessica get them for me.
What does the man mean? Number 25.
Why can't I get the door unlocked?
Because that isn't the right key for the door.
What does the man mean? Number 26.
How did they get to their grandmother's house in Oakland in only 5 hours?
It's not like they drove slowly on the trip to Oakland.
What does the woman mean? Number 27.
I can help if it's math problem, you know.
The last time I asked you for help, we ended up playing video games for hours, and my homework is nowhere near done.
What does the woman say? Number 28.
If anyone calls for me, tell them I'm not in the apartment.
Even if it's your mother?
What does the woman imply? Number 29.
The soccer game was rained out this morning.
Well, I'm not much for watching sports anyway.
What does the man mean? Number 30.
Is the exam still scheduled at 3 p.m. on Thursday?
As far as I know.
What does the man mean? Part B. Directions. In Part B, you will hear longer conversations. After each conversation, you will be asked some questions. The conversations and questions will be spoken at just one time. They will not be written out for you, so you will have to listen carefully to understand and remember what the speaker says. When you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and decide which one would be the best answer to the question you have heard. Then, on your answer sheet, find the number of the problem and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Questions 31 to 35. Listen to a conversation between a man and a woman.
Excuse me, could you tell me what the homestay program in the brochure is?
The homestay program is designed to promote friendship and language learning. We try to provide the opportunity for cultural exchange between local and international students who attend the university. Local people open their homes to students so that they may experience an exchange of friendship across cultures. Many friendships that last a lifetime have developed from these stays.
I see. What kind of families do you choose for the hosts?
All kinds of families participate in this homestay program. There are single people with or without children, as well as couples with or without children.
Do the hosts know this program well?
Yes, the homestay coordinator has visited each family and provided information on the program and explained the responsibilities of the host. They look for people who are kind and friendly and enjoy meeting students from other countries. They make sure the hosts understand that this program is not designed for their financial gain.
It sounds good. Is there anything that the student should be aware of?
The student must be willing to communicate with the hosts to establish a good relationship with them. Communication will require patience and effort because cultural and language differences sometimes create misunderstandings and confusion. So you must be willing to interact and understand the bigger picture.
That's great. I think it is expected since I, for one, need guidance in understanding things regarding this country. I would be happy to find people whom I can ask about schools and the culture of this country.
That's good. I think the program suits you.
I would like to apply for it, Miss.
Hayes, please.
Miss Hayes. I'm Austin Park from Korea.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Park. You can go to the homestay office to fill in some forms. I hope your experience will be a positive one.
Number 31. How did the student know about the homestay program? Number 32. What is the purpose of the homestay program? Number 33. What can we imply about the hosts of the homestay program? Number 34. What does the student think about the program? Number 35. What will the student do after the conversation? Questions 36 to 40. Listen to a phone conversation between a man and a woman.
Hi, Susan. How are you getting on with your English studies?
It's hard. I have been in England for a year, but when people talk, I keep going blank and can't register what they say.
Don't worry. You have to be patient and practice English more.
It's very strange, you know. My son, Eric, is only 4, but he seems to learn English much more quickly than I do. Why is it easy for young children to learn a language?
I think part of the answer is that children are learning new things all the time. Their brains are still developing, so it makes their brains more flexible for learning.
I agree with you. We, adults, need to learn new things as well, especially when we settle in a foreign country, but it takes us a long time to get used to a new life than young children.
Yes, another part of the answer is that older people are more fixed in their ways of living. It is not easy for adults to change from one language to another because we have been hearing and talking in one language for a long time. However, children are not used to that.
Yeah, a child's mind is free in his ways. He is free to hear sounds as they are and make them as he hears them. He is free to put new words together and speaks a new language.
I think that is why they learn things so fast. They are more focused and have less expectation of what they should be heard.
That's true. I have had this kind of problem months ago. I was asking the way to the station to someone, and I couldn't recognize the difference between light and right. I thought I was supposed to go right when I should turn at the light. It took me 2 hours to get to the station.
I'm sorry to hear that. You know, practice makes everything perfect. You can try to talk with others who use the language well. Also, it takes time to learn a language as an adult. Don't beat yourself up for past mistakes.
Thank you. I will take that in mind.
Number 36. What aspect of English does the woman find it hard to understand? Number 37. What makes children easy to learn languages? Number 38. What makes adults need time to learn languages? Number 39. Why did the woman take hours to get to a station? Number 40. What solution does the man suggest for the woman? Part C. Directions. In Part C, you will hear several talks. After each talk, you will be asked some questions. The talks and questions will be spoken at just one time. They will not be written out for you, so you will have to listen carefully to understand and remember what the speaker says. When you hear a question, read the 4 possible answers in your test book and decide which one would be the best answer to the question you have heard. Then, On your answer sheet, find the number of the problem and fill in the space that corresponds to the letter of the answer you have chosen. Question 41 to 45. Listen to a lecture delivered by a man.
The discovery of the planet Neptune was one of the highest points in the development of gravitational theory. You might remember that most people before this time believed in the geocentric view of the Earth. That is, the Earth was the center of the universe and the Sun, the Moon, and other planets revolve around it. And it was Copernicus who first proposed the heliocentric theory that the Earth and the other planet in the solar system revolve around the Sun. Still, it took a couple of hundred years for scientists and researchers to change their view and admit that the heliocentric theory was, and is indeed, accurate. At that time, Copernicus could not explain the reason why and how the planets revolve around the Sun, thus making the geocentric theory had been accepted for over 1,000 years. Now, this is where the hero of the story of the heliocentric theory, gravity, comes into play. The motion of the planet has to be explained through some type of mechanism, and that turns out to be gravity. It's the gravitational pull that eventually helps astronomers understand how the planets revolve around the Sun, and that leads us to the discovery of Neptune. So, in the decade following its discovery, the orbit of Uranus had been calculated, but there was a problem. Uranus did not move in the orbit predicted by the theory of gravitational pull. By 1814, over 50 years after it was called a planet, it was clear that Uranus did not move in orbit according to the one predicted by the gravitational theory. In 1843, John Couch Adams, a young English man, began a detailed mathematical analysis of the motion of the Uranus to see whether they might be produced by the pull of an unknown planet. He guessed that there must be a planet more distant from the Sun than Uranus, and then determined the mass and the orbit it had to have to count Uranus' strange orbit. About a month later, an astronomer in Germany started to look for the planet. He quickly found and identified it. It was less than a degree from the position predicted by Adams. The discovery of this faraway planet, Neptune, was a major triumph for gravitational theory, because it's dramatically confirmed its laws with a great deal of accuracy. This discovery was a major step forward in combining gravitational theory with careful observation. Such work continues in our time with the discovery of planets around other stars.
Number 41. What is the lecture mainly about? Number 42. What is the geocentric view of the Earth? Number 43. Why was Copernicus' heliocentric theory not accepted until 100 years later? Number 44. Why was the discovery of Neptune so important? Number 45. What is the professor's opinion on the discovery of Neptune? Question 46 to 50. Listen to a lecture delivered by a man.
Modern scholars are obsessed with analyzing primary sources of cultures from the ancient world, and that comes with good reason, especially when studying ancient Greek history. It's kind of like trying to put together a puzzle where most of the pieces are missing. The most common sources for Greek history fall within two categories: literary works, which include fiction and non-fiction, and archaeological finds. Homer's epics are considered essential reading for most students. From a historian's perspective, however, they are quite a headache to interpret. You see, the stories of the Iliad and Odyssey were originally oral tales, told through word of mouth rather than written on paper. The events they describe occurred well before they were finally written down by Homer in the 6th century before century. These works most likely do not reflect the society of any particular Greek city-state at any one period, but rather a mixture of places and times. Their value for historians, as a result, rests more on their impact on later Greek culture, rather than on providing information about the time that is written about. Herodotus mostly described the history of Athens, and from the way he writes it's clear that he is Athenian and very much concerned with making his culture appear dominant, so it's hard to rely completely on his book Histories, which describes the Persian War. Besides Homer and Herodotus, we also have the famous philosophies of Plato and Aristotle. Now, even though all of these texts come from different fields, particularly literature, history, and philosophy, we must still be cautious. Besides believing in the superiority of their own culture, the authors of these sources were men, and provide very little evidence of the lives and perspectives of women in the Greek world, except as seen through the eyes of men. Secondly, most of the authors were wealthy individuals. Thus, their perspective does not reflect that of most citizens and slaves. Besides literary sources, there is also, thankfully, archaeological evidence that we can examine and fill in the gaps, so to speak, from the literature. Archaeological sources provide us with key information about different aspects of everyday life in different city-states. For example, in one famous Greek city, archaeologists found that each citizen was given an equal piece of land. Imagine every single person in a city having an equal amount of space. This one simple find shows that the Greeks were interested in city planning and the inequality of citizens. So, my point is that by combining literary and archaeological sources, historians can complete much more of the puzzle than would have been possible with just the literature. Still, significant gaps in our knowledge about ancient Greeks remain. But that's one of the joys of studying ancient history. We get to play the part of a detective, attempting to reconstruct the history of events based on just a few available clues.
Number 46. What is the lecture mainly about? Number 47. What makes Iliad and Odyssey not ideal for learning about ancient Greeks? Number 48. What problem does the professor mention with literary sources of ancient Greeks? Number 49. Why does the professor mention archaeology? Number 50. What is the professor's opinion on studying ancient history?